Hey folks, this is once again Earthling the Aaron 21, kids. Okay, that was horrible. Well, right now I'm here to talk about the AMD versus Intel at the 100 to 100, 30ish range. Well, right now we have the AMD FX 4100 3.6 gigahertz, blah 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 blah. The Intel 21 and the Intel i3 2100 and the Intel Phenom X4 960T. Zosma. Well, the 960T has been touted to be unlockable to a 6-core processor, which honestly, that's pretty dang sweet. I'm just saying. The AMD FX 4100 is the new bulldozer architecture that has not been, like I said in the last video, has not been fully utilized by Windows. However, it will be it can be fully utilized by Linux under, not fully, but it can be more proficiently utilized. Yeah. So and we have the Intel i3 2100, which is a dual core with hyperthreading though. So it's got hyperthreading. Yeah, it's got hyperthreading. No, I don't get. I'm going on a little rant here. I do not get how people can still say that the 2100 will be a better value than both the 4100 and the 960T when both have been proven to be better than the i3 2100. I don't It makes no sense to me how people can say that a dual core is better than a quad core. Or that's not. Let me rephrase it. How a dual core with hyperthreading it is better than a quad core. That's the first thing. Then a quad core that has been proven in a bunch of benchmarks, gaming, whatever, that has been proven to be better than said dual core with hyperthreading. How can they do that? Well, how can a bunch of people say that? It makes no sense to me. When both the 4100 is better than the 2100, especially under Linux, and the 960T is just better and is better even in Windows. It makes no sense how they can say that. Not to mention, for $10, for $10 and $15 more, $15 for the 960T and $10 for the 4100, you have the ability to overclock. The 4100 just supports it, just begging to be, even with the standard cooler. I mean, you can overclock it to 4.6 and it won't be as high, and it still will be cool, and it still can be cool. Just even with the standard cooler with it, even with the standard cooler equipped. The 960T I'm not so sure about. The 2100, just no, you're not going to do it. You can't do it at all. It is locked. The only thing that the 2100 has over, the only two things that it has over the AMD processors is that you have graphics already implanted onto the processor, HD graphics. Other than that, and it has a 65-watt TDP. That's it. That's really it. It really kind of grinds on my nerves how AMD really offer better products at that price range, yet people still say that Intel has a better offering. It really grinds on my nerves how people can say that. It does, to be honest. I mean, that really makes no sense. Well, that's you really like. I'll say it again. It makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah. Well, that by the way, I use a 41 FX 4100 in the build that I did recently. Hope you guys should really check that out. And well, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know. Not to mention, let me say this: Intel boards, motherboards cost more than AMD motherboards do. I mean, you can counter that with the wattage, the power wattage on the Intel processors. But seriously, it's not going to be as much of them. It's not going to be as hard on you as, say, the motherboard will. The motherboard will be, especially for the extra performance that you're going to get. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of people can say that I'm an AMD fanboy, which, in all honesty, I am, because I don't think Intel should be supported with the way that they do business. Not to mention, AMD has better offerings at that price range. They do. So, I mean, in this price range, AMD is king. I mean, at this price range, this is all you really need for a gaming computer. If you're going to be gaming, then at this price range, this is where you need to be for a processor. And at this price range, you're like like this is really it. This is where you need to be. Because once you go higher than this, I mean, you're going to get maybe minor jumps in performance, minor increases in performance in your games. I mean, which are really with AMD processors, ha 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 ha. I mean, which is quickly rectified with a quick overclock. As you see here, this is a Black Edition CPU, and this is a FX CPU, which automatically means that they're both unlocked and ready to overclock. So yeah, in this price range, AMD wins. In fact, AMD should win all the way up to the $300 price range, which AMD has no processors in whatsoever. So, yeah. At this point in time, any processor, you can argue. I'm saying this right now so people can argue with me, because I really want to go in, and I really want to talk to people about this. But at this point in time, any processor that AMD puts out besides the FX 8150, which really shouldn't have been put out in the first place, any processor that AMD has out wins over a competing Intel processor at that price point. Any gaming, any of that. AMD right now, I mean, when it comes to performance, AMD price to performance at any price range that AMD has a processor out, AMD wins. And that's just it, really. The 8-core processors, the 6-core, whatever, once Windows learns, it's really going to be apparent then. But right now, I mean, just check. I mean, look at Linux, who actually knows how to use the processors. At that, I mean, if that's anything to go by, AMD just won. AMD put out their processors and they won. Except with wattage. And that's it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please say what you feel in the comments, and yeah, have a nice day.